So hi guys, welcome to the podcast again, to Off Road Ramble. I'm here with Todd Kunkel, who is the service manager here at Warner Ineos Grenadier. So he's going to run us through some of the customers' cars and some of the builds that we've got here. Some pretty. Everyone is different. We have quite a lot of accessories that we use from different manufacturers. And as you can see, we've got this one here, which is what we're going to start with. This is the portal axle version of the Grenadier. So yeah, let's get started.
All right. Well, thanks for having me over on your show today and have a chance to kind of talk about a few things here. And yes, obviously, we're against the elude. Yes, it exists, the portal axle assembly. We've definitely seen those of you that may follow the Ineos Grenadier and seen some of the things that they do over there across the pond and over in Europe, seeing how they built the two red ones. Well, this is a version of the red one, but now this is over here in this Eldrit blue.
And there's just two in the US, right?
Yeah, right now. So we have one Quartermaster and one Grenadier that's here in the US.
As well, right?
And they're both sporting the production level of the kit. It's not in prototype any longer, where the red ones were prototypes.
Right, okay. So this is a proper, this is a sort of factory certified conversion.
Right, yeah, it's been tested and proven, and if I'm not mistaken, this is currently available for purchase already in the European market.
Right.
Now it's over here and just waiting for finalization to be able to get kits over here to the US and put in some Grenadiers.
Pretty impressive.
Very impressive.
And just as a comparison, what we've done is position, and we're going to look at some of these other vehicles, but if you just get an idea from the front here, without being technical at all, if we compare them, so to the right of the screen here, we have a standard, it's a little bit dirty, but it is, welcome to Utah, but it is a standard Ineos Grenadier on standard, suspensions and tires.
Yeah. Completely bone stock Grenadier here.
And it's almost ridiculous how different it is, right?
Oh, it's almost crazy when you see the two together. It makes the stock one really look small.
Yeah, without going into a bunch of measurements, it's just visually, it's quite different.
Just visually, from the height increase, the track increase,
the wheel arches,
the wheel arches that you have to put on, and
you'll see later when we get inside in the workshop that the stance from the side looks massively different as well, doesn't it? It actually makes it look shorter.
Yeah, it almost kind of does. The wheelbase looks like it's a little shorter just because the tire is so large that you do have from edge to tire is close.
Yeah, very impressive, and I'm sure this will generate quite a bit of interest. And some of the specs aren't fully released yet, right?
Correct,
There's a few things that we're still yet to be determined, but yeah, it's nice to know that they're taking it seriously.
Well, nothing's more serious than having it in your parking lot.
Yeah, for sure. Does this create a bit of, when people coming in, does it create a bit of interest just from its visual appearance?
Oh, for sure. You just have something like this out front, and even people that are not even in the market for a Grenadier still got to come by, because you don't even see anything portal very often these days.
No. It's like agricultural vehicles and stuff. Yeah, military things. Yeah, but on a stock vehicle. All right, and Todd, let's make our way inside, and we'll take a look at it.
All right, sounds great. Let's drive it in.
Hi guys, so we've come inside the workshop. So where you can see behind me, we've got the portal axled Grenadier. I'm here with Todd, who you've just met earlier. So Todd, talk us through this thing. I mean, it's amazing. It is a standard Trialmaster, right?
Yeah, so it started off as a Grenadier 2024 Trialmaster.
Yeah.
Just the standard package for that there, nothing else fancy there. And then what we've done is this is the demonstrator where we're showing off the new portal axle assembly that LeTech has developed, as well as sporting a couple of the accessories, the side steps to help assist to get in, now that we have an impressively high height to get into this thing.
Yeah, that's an understatement. Yeah, and it looks, just looking at it, we were just looking at it off camera, it looks shorter just because it's on 37s, right?
The whole proportions of the vehicle, it doesn't look the same at all. When you look at it from the side, it does look a little shorter, Clearly when you go to the front or the rear of the vehicle, you are going to see that wider stance as the Scene has.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Because we do have a wider track. Our track now is actually 10 inches wider, 5 per side.
Really? Is it that much? Yeah.
Yeah.
And driving, you've driven it? I haven't driven it yet, but driving
it actually drives pretty similar. It does, and in some ways, it actually even feels like it steers just a little bit better.
Oh, really? Okay. I mean, yeah, that's significant, right? I mean, just look at the ground clearance. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And the clearance, which is very good on the Grenadier anyway. But now
you look traditionally where you're going to lift the vehicle so that way you can fit your big tires, but with the portals, now you're lifting up everything so high that the ground clearance just, the drive axles seem like they're not even there.
Well, yeah,
you're looking for differentials hanging low, and in this scenario with portals, they're not. They're tucked up way high up there.
So with the, so this is a LeTech axle, is that right? LeTech
LeTech modifies and they custom fit their portal assemblies that they developed to fit the Carraro axle.
Got you. Okay.
So this is still the original Carraro axle, differential assembly, the locker, all that. That's all still Carraro. They just take the housings and then do all their modifications that they need to in order to have the portal assembly bolt up to it.
So just for those who don't know, so that the axle is the same until we get to the hubs, and then it's all changed.
Changed. Yes.
Right. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah. So it is the same, but different, as it were. Yeah. Okay. Well, just as let's measure the side of it, just to give. This is very unscientific, but I'm just going to pick the B pillar. Let's measure it with the excise and tape measure here, and you can see that's just over 2 feet. It's actually 25 inches. I'm not sure if that's
28 inches, 2 feet.
Well, from there, from the top, yes, it is 28, but from the bottom, just as a reference by the B pillar, it's about 25 inches. So that's pretty impressive, really. And what we'll do is we'll probably find one outside, or the 28 inches, as Todd says, from the top. So let's, can we have a look underneath?
And then a fun fact, too. If you take your tip measure, here's your wade depth.
Oh, okay, yeah. So the wading depth.
So now your wade depth. So I don't know what's your wade depth. Let's look at our wade depth now, based off of standard wade depth from the Grenadier, which is always at top of the door. So we're what? Well, almost, what is that, 39 inches?
Yeah. Yeah. So
you want to go drive through some water?
Yeah. Significantly more. Yeah. From that standard 31. Yeah. Yeah. That's a lot. Okay. So can we have a look underneath it? See what all
let's lift it up.
All the bits look like?
Yeah, you bet.
Okay then, Todd, so take us through the a little bit more detail. Obviously, it's very different basically from here on in, but talk us through the portal unit and the
and the brake. Well, obviously, you see up to here, this part's all still the Carraro stuff, and even part of the Carraro knuckle here is all still the same. But then from here on out, here's the portal assembly, and as you can see, that is massively huge. They haven't released the specs for the gear sizes that are in there. We do run a free gear planetary, it's not planetary, it's just a 3 gear.
So just to be clear, if you don't know what a portal axle is, it's basically a gear here driving another gear and another gear. Otherwise, it would obviously drive backwards.
Right. Yeah, we're a 3 gear. There's the 1 gear here, 1 gear in the center, and then another gear here that actually drives the wheel.
So basically, rather than the center of the hub being here, it's now the center of here. So we obviously gained height.
Right. So, and then it's a gear reduction as well.
Yeah. And also, this is pretty common on agricultural vehicles, tractors, crop sprayers. It's not really that, military stuff. It's not really that common for, a vehicle like this, is it? Which is a big deal.
On road use, typically, you wouldn't see them because there is a speed limit to how fast you can spin a portal before you're going to have problems and just can't take it because the gears aren't designed for high-speed travel.
Brake discs or brake rotors, they're
both now with the portal. Obviously, once the portal and everything moving out, the whole brake system has to be completely converted and changed. And so they've done with these new calipers on here. You can see they made them finally a cool, nice, bright red on there.
Oh, you got to. It stops better if they're red.
Let them when they're red. Yeah, you always got to color the brake calipers. You always stop better when they're colored.
Yeah, well, that's pretty impressive. And we haven't actually taken this off-road, but I would imagine when we do finally get to take it off-road, there's going to be a significant difference in obviously ground clearance, but it'd be interesting to see if the wider track, how that translates onto the trails. But yeah, pretty cool. So we'll take this outside, I think, and let's compare it to a standard one and see exactly what that looks like visually. Yeah,
let's do it.
Yeah, all right. Okay, guys, what we're going to do is we've got 4 different Grenadiers here, including the vehicle with portal axles. So what Todd and I are going to do is we'll just go around some of these vehicles, look at some of the accessories, but also measure them just to give you a reference. And the real nice thing about the Grenadier is it is a great blank canvas to, based on colors and specs, to really get it to how you want it. And every single one that we have here, that a customer's cars are entirely different. We could pan in either direction, and we will have a look at some others in a minute.
Hey, it's Tim Petit from Off Road Ramble. This September the 27th, we're teaming up with Bolt Ranch and chef Sarah Glover. Yes, internationally renowned chef and explorer Sarah Glover for a modern, authentic adventure experience. You'll get a seat at the table in fantastic surroundings, experience a fire-cooked dinner, as well as some great storytelling opportunities. Warner will be there with Grenadiers, built for the kind of backcountry this event demands. Nothing polished, nothing performative, just performance-driven vehicles doing what they're designed to do. You'll get to hop in and experience them for yourself, in between great food, great community, and hard-working fashion. One fantastic evening only with Warner Ineos Grenadier, Sarah Glover, and Bolt Ranch. Tickets are available for $250. Check out the link in our bio. Warner Ineos Grenadier, built for real life.
And some of the things that people do, and often it's to achieve the same thing. You want extra ground clearance, but there's multiple different ways to do that. And whether it's tires and different types of suspension, people have different preferences, as well as the aesthetic, how the thing looks basically. So this is a stock one, right?
Yep.
Todd, other than it's got a bunch of Utah dirt on it.
Yeah, it rained here today, so we got.
I'm going to let you do the official measuring.
So here we're just going to kind of look here. It's not like 100% perfect, but looking at it, we're like 28 inches. Looks like about right there.
Yeah, top of the bumper.
We're just going to go to the top of the bumper.
Yeah. Okay, just so this one then, this has just got the BF Goodrich tyres on it, so they're all-terrain tyres on this one, so they're what, KO2, is that right on these?
Yeah, that's the KO2s.
Yeah. And they're just shy of 34-inch.
Yeah, so they're just an oversized, bigger 33, based off its aspect ratio. And
so let's see what that does then.
So no lift, oversized tire.
Go on, and then read that out for me.
And then here we're looking at, at about 28 3/4. So we're getting 3/4 of an inch just by oversizing the tire.
So just a little bit. While we're here though, talk us through some of the stuff on this, because this looks pretty cool. So we've got the LeTech light bar.
Again, LeTech obviously makes just absolutely amazing, good looking products. And on here, this customer has chosen to select that just aesthetically just fits the vehicle so well. Their roof rack and then what they like to call their light cannon. They've made a really nice assembly there to allow it to attach to the pinch weld of the roof. So you can add your light bar, or in this scenario, the light cannons. So if you want to do the rounds to keep that traditional look.
So this really integrates into the roof rack then?
Right, yeah. And then it just kind of matches and follows the whole aesthetic line. And you can use either piece both ways. You don't have to have the roof rack to have the light bar. And you can have the roof rack and don't need the light bar version.
So it's a pretty modular system. You can have as much or as little as you want. That's kind of cool. Yeah, it's nice.
And then being that it's all specific to the vehicle, it all comes pre-wired. You just take your roof power ports, plug it in, and you're done.
Yeah, we've got.
Here you'll see that their step slider they got here as well. Great.
So this, to be fair though, people sometimes get confused with steps and rock sliders, but this can take the weight of the vehicle.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So it's a structural thing, not just I can get in and out.
And not only that, another unique item about I always like to mention to customers that do purchase these though, that if you're how do you get in a scenario where you're out on the trail and you're going to use a high lift jack or something, and let's say pick up the vehicle. These stainless steel points right here are reinforcement points, the quick grab points for you to get in there, so you can look to know exactly where you'd want to put that.
Yeah.
So that way you have a fixed location, so that way the jaws of the high lift jack won't slide, because traditionally, sometimes if you try to lift off a slider that's just a tube, you really run the risk. You run the risk that jack could slide. And so they really kind of thought about that to really reinforce it in those areas where you might put that under a lot more stress normally.
Yeah, that's good to know. Yeah, they've obviously thought about that. And so this is slightly different. This is Bison Gear who makes this. So what's
that's Bison Gear, and that's just another accessory molding panel. The bolts in there again. You have that exterior utility rail that's on the side of these, and people always ask what to do. And one of the things is you put it on there. Now we have ability to put some weight and put some additional items potentially on the side here and block the quarter windows that aren't really used for anything anyways.
Yep. Okay, let's move on to the next one. And I think the other thing is worth mentioning, I think I've mentioned this before, but the colors, I think when you look at a darker colored Grenadier, it almost has overtones of an early 2000s G-Wagon, whereas if you look at one we're going to look at next, with a light color, all of these black accent pieces kind of pop out a little bit. So
definitely pop out. And then there again, after our wonderful rainstorm we had here today, you can just see how the magic mushroom wears the dirt very well. This car looks less dirty than these two cars, and they all went through the same storm today.
Yeah, it's definitely a different look. So talk us through this one then. So this one's got a similar. It's a Goodyear tire.
Goodyear tire, but same tire size,
diameter, right?
Same diameter. So now we just same size tire, but now we also have a suspension lift as well in it. So now this one has the Eibach 1.7, 1.2 lift in it, and it's 1.7 for the front, 1.2 in the rear, as well as this also has the upgrade where they've done the shocks, and we have the 4x4 Project Evictus 265 dampener system in it.
Right, and that makes a huge difference for driving dynamics, right?
Oh, for sure. Especially when you start lifting them, that's something that you start to realize that you lose a lot once the center of gravity gets a little bit higher. You do need a little bit more responsive
and another
dampener
question
to handle it.
That people ask, they'll say drive shaft. What's this with lifting it? What's the issue with the drive shaft?
Well,
going from the front
from the angles of how the transfer case, transmission, and engine all line, and there's a little bit of where it degrees and pitches down a little bit in the back towards the back wheel. So what that does is it puts a lot more of the stress on that transfer case and where the power shaft comes down and goes into the front drive differential. Yeah, and it puts a lot more stress on the rubber component of the boot. So the failure isn't really the joint mechanically.
It's just the boot.
That's a problem, but the problem with the boot's a little more stressed. And so we're having boot failures, and the leak grease, and obviously anything that's a lubricated part that's made out of metal. As soon as the lubrication's gone, then we're going to have some problems.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is kind of where we say most customers, you stay in this range of lift. Right. We see the least amount of failures. I'm not saying it won't happen.
Yeah.
But it's a lot less likely. If you go to some of the larger lifts, we've seen pretty big problems with that.
So this one looks, I don't know, I quite like the light colors, but talk us through the lights, because on a stock one, you can't just switch these lights on for safety reasons. But this, we can use them all the time, right?
And this here, Outdoor makes a bracket that allows you to put these really awesome Baja Designs LP4s up in the front. So that you can replace, there again, the OEM light. It is considered an off-road high beam, and being that it's because it's rated for off-road and off-road mode speeds, it is a light that if it doesn't really have a lot of light output if you exceed the speeds of off-road mode, which are at 40 miles an hour.
Right.
So, but here in Utah, it's not very effective. We got a lot of canyons and things up here. People hit animals all the time, and you may be the lone vehicle on the road going through one of these canyons. So people like to change those out so they can turn those things on and really light up that canyon so that you just get a way better field of vision seeing animals when you're moving at highway speeds.
Got you. So talk us through the side of this one. They've just got Rhino Rack roof bars, quite different from the other one.
Yep, and that's just that really is the Ineos offered Rhino Rack crossbars. And then he's just purchased those, and then he's he's just using them to hold his Max Tracks up there. And then here we see another version of a Mole panel. This one's made by Grenadier Designs. There again, you can see this one is a little. If you look at it too, this one is a little more rigid. This one can take a lot more weight than the Bison Gear one. because if you can kind of even see me here side by side, where this one, you can see, me just push out, flexes a little more. This one, I can't flex at all.
Yeah, it just depends on what you're going to use it
What
for.
you're going to use it for and how much weight can I say. Because I know that was one of the things they were targeting was more weight storage capacity versus some of the other ones. So,
and that's still was still within the limits of the L track, right?
Yeah, of limited. Yeah. So just be mindful if you're going to put Malay panels, you need to decide what you're going to put on them first, because if you overweight them, you might have problems.
Okay, so let's measure this one.
Now let's take a look at this one and see what we got here. So now we got lift and tires. So here we're looking like we're about what, 31 and a half, somewhere in that area.
So yeah, significant difference, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And if just a question, if you jumped into this one and drove it in the same, just drove it around for a little bit, ran some corners, and this one, do you think you'd notice much of a difference?
Well, yeah, you notice a lot actually, just because in this scenario, this one's got the changed out dampeners, and so it's this thing handles.
Oh, I was thinking more of the center of gravity. I mean, obviously we're talking multiple different accessories here, but people always say when you lift it, it has a negative effect, right, on the handling.
If you do that lift and don't put in and leave the stock dampener, that I would totally agree with. In this scenario, customer did that. He recognized real quick that exact fact. He lifted it up.
Oh, and then put the dampers on.
And then realized that, exactly what you're saying, the car, it seems like it leaned a little bit more in the turns. Just around the round of town stuff, that's where you would notice it. But when he was on the trail, it was fine. It was still very composed and didn't really have any issues like there. But it was just your daily round of town stuff that was.
Got you. Okay. All right. And just for giggles, really, let's just look at this, which is kind of crazy.
So here, portals on 37s, and here we are. Oh, geez, right there about 38 and 3/8.
Yeah, so not quite 39 inches. And remind me what we were on the front, on the stock
was
one?
28.
20, yeah. So a lot of,
so we're
a huge,
just over 10 inches.
A huge difference. And I hope that comes
not just measured from the top of the bumper, but it's just a kind of a comical measurement, just as a reference point to just see what the difference is.
But yes, guys, I hope on camera that comes out quite nicely. It should do, that we can see the heights of the different vehicles. Okay guys, we're back in the workshop with another vehicle. This one's pretty special. And by the way, Todd does lots of these things, right? You're always at the whim of customers saying, I want this, I want this, I want this. And sometimes they don't really know what they want, I guess. So it's down to you.
For sure. And then, and that same thing, this is a unique customer as well, because this one actually came and sought us out to help them set up their vehicle to run in the Rebelle Rally.
Right, yeah. So let's touch on that then. So if you remember, we interviewed Eliza Coleman. That was one of our first episodes, and she's what I call, in the nicest way, the crazy stunt lady.
Hey, it's Tim Petit from Off Road Ramble. This September the 27th, we're teaming up with Bolt Ranch and chef Sarah Glover. Yes, internationally renowned chef and explorer Sarah Glover, for a modern, authentic adventure experience. You'll get a seat at the table in fantastic surroundings, experience a fire-cooked dinner, as well as some great storytelling opportunities. Warner will be there with Grenadiers, built for the kind of backcountry this event demands. Nothing polished, nothing performative, just performance-driven vehicles doing what they're designed to do. You'll get to hop in and experience them for yourself, in between great food, great community, and hard-working fashion. One fantastic evening only with Warner Ineos Grenadier, Sarah Glover, and Bolt Ranch. Tickets are available for $250. Check out the link in our bio. Warner Ineos Grenadier, built for real life.
Right. But she was awesome, some of the stuff she did. And she's going to be the driver of this, right?
So she's the driver of this.
In the Rebelle Rally.
And then, and then it's Amy Milliard that owns this vehicle. And then she's navigating it.
Okay, yeah.
So how about putting the trusted someone else driving your rig? And so you have to give them the instructions to make sure they go where they need to go.
A weird dynamic there, but or a good dynamic there.
Yeah.
So yeah, really the spec of this is to do the rally from what Amy wanted, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So outside, first thing we see is it's got some taller tires on, right? Different wheels.
Yep. So she's upgraded the wheels. She's got this new wheel company's come out, Torque. So this is the Torque wheel. This is their practice set though. This isn't the set that they'll actually be competing on. They're running on.
Okay.
They're running on a new dual-purpose beadlock wheel that Torque has developed.
Wow. Okay.
Beautiful looking wheel. I've got that wheel here. If you actually want to look at it, you can take quick snips of that.
Yeah, we might have a
because that's one of the reasons it's here is we're getting close and closer to race day, so it's here for final prep.
So talk us through the shock absorbers and the springs and what's the difference with those? How are they?
This is similar to the build that we were looking at before. This vehicle has the 4x4 Project Evictus dampener system, the 265. Again, yep. So we got that in here again as well. And then that same standard 1712 left that most people go with.
Yep.
So that way we can kind of preserve some angles. Obviously we've increased our propeller shaft angles, but not to the point to where they're going to hopefully not have any issues during the race.
Okay. And the thing I noticed from the side here as well is so this has a full complement from Agile Off Road, which we'll get it up on the ramp in a minute and have a look.
Absolutely, yeah. So this is pretty cool. So they went with and chose this elegant set of Agile Off Road full protection package, what I like to call it. One of the highest and best looking sliders I can see. That just goes beyond the standard bolting into the frame point. Sits really, really high. Really gets out, really kind of helps increase that breakover angle, particularly over the axles and where the tires are running right there. So that way you just have a lot less that you could potentially get hung up on. Yeah, and
like you said, it looks really good as well.
Oh, it fits the line language really good. It's very similar in design on what you would do if you were going to add a slider to your G-Wagon.
Yeah, yeah, it looks good. All right, let's get it up in the air and have a look underneath. Okay, so we're underneath Amy's vehicle. So Todd, talk us through this because this looks a little bit different here.
Yeah, exactly. So like I said, she's got the full armor protection package that you can get from Agile Off Road. Very well done. So there you can see our diff getting. We've already seen that we've got some practice damage that's already occurred there.
Practice damage.
As well as you look up here, as well as added protection, like most differentials, that cover is usually just a stamped tin cover. Well, this has been replaced with a new upgraded version that he's made. It's all cast steel. So this can actually take a hit with like a rock or something, and you're not going to potentially dent that tin plate in and have it actually contact and either leak or actually contact the gear and cause a problem.
Lubricate the desert, right?
Yeah, lubricate the desert.
Yeah.
And then since we're over here too, we'll go shout out over here too. She's got that upgraded ATS Fox stabilizer. Definitely a great piece, particularly for when you need to be able to have it adjustable. So that way, if you're on the street, you can set it to something that's a little more fits your style on road. And then we need a different setting for off road. Quickly get out there, make some changes there, make some changes there. So that's very, very helpful. Moving through here, as we can see, we've got our engine and transmission and transfer case skids here as well. Obviously, we want to protect that stuff because, the trails that they're going to be on, good chances are they're the trails that are less traveled. So their chances of going over brush and, who knows if they actually hit a...
And it's nice that this uses those existing bolt holes, right? On just above the axle.
It was the amazing thing about it is, they, Ineos, when they were kind of developing anyways, they had armor in the prototype ones. And so all those holes that they were using from the prototype, they just carried over, even though they didn't throw any armor from the factory, in terms of like an engine or this kind of protection here as well. And then let's go over here and let's move around this here and let's go take a look and we'll work it in and go back.
Okay, so talk us through, this is kind of joined to the front one then, Todd, right? So
so that one's protecting the engine, and then this big one right here, what that's doing is help protect our transmission, which is going to be sitting a little about right here, and then right here as well, now we got our transfer case as well.
And that's significant. It's literally following the width of the frame rails, right? Right over. Yeah, that's awesome.
Always side to side frame, so just offers really good protection.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And then over here, we'll see here that now we've also got an upgraded added protection to the fuel tank. The fuel tanks in these actually do sit pretty low. And so it's kind of one of those one pieces, if I had to pick a piece to choose to do first, if I wasn't going to do a whole package, fuel tanks are a great place to go. Because we see more fuel tank armor damage on the OEM one, which is good, but it just doesn't have enough there. You hit it enough, you're going to...
Right, yeah.
You're going to see a lot of...
So this is very cool. Yeah. This is
right here. Then, so yep, so we've got the added skid there. So on those lower link attachment points to the frame, so that way, you know, chances of hitting rocks in order to need to drag it across something is pretty high. And
I mean, literally is a rock slider, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And then again, that's using existing holes, right?
Yes. Yeah. There's holes that actually exist there in the frame. So there again, these are all units where you're not drilling a bunch of holes and trying to add and mod to make it. Their holes already exist.
Yeah, losing the integrity and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then similar idea on the back differential.
Same thing right here in the back. Yep. So here on the back differential, we've got the same thing. We've got that differential skid. Great piece. And then there again as well, if we come here to the back, you'll see that we've also got that cast differential cover, just give you that extra robustness so nothing can ever happen.
Yeah, that's actually nicely made, as you can see it a bit easier.
It's very well done made.
Yeah.
And in fact, actually, that differential cover will actually work without the diff skid because it is designed. So that way, in the scenario of a rear diff, one of the most common problems on rear differentials, rocks might catch that original little tin plate and peel it, and then you leak all your fluid out and damage your differential, where this, you can't get caught on rocks, have no chance of peeling that differential cover and having those kinds of concerns.
Awesome. All right. Thanks very much, Todd. Okay, guys, just to finish up with what we're going to do, we're probably going to do another episode of some accessories. But this vehicle in question, this is obviously a Quartermaster. This one is going to be used in the Rebelle Rally in August, pretty much as it stands. So it's going to be as it is. It's got a few modifications on it, but what we are going to do is remove the rear bed, and we're going to show you it in its basic form, what the Australians call a tray back or a utility back. So we're going to remove the rear bed, and it will perform the Rebelle Rally. And it's going to be driven by Michelle Kirby. If you remember, that was one of our previous episodes where I interviewed Michelle. She's a Grenadier owner, so she's not taking hers, she's taking this one. So yeah, we're going to remove the bed, and we've got a pretty cool, we're just going to show you the pictures of it. It literally arrived from Australia, I don't know, a few days ago. So we haven't even had a chance to unpack it, but we'll put some images of what it will look like when it's done, and it's pretty cool. Okay, guys, so you can see this. We've had this for a few days. We put it on the fork truck, so it looks. We have to just move it around so you can see it. But just to give you some idea, these are the tail lights. So it's essentially in two parts. There's the tray part of it, and then we have what they officially call the canopy. It's what probably in America you call a utility body. And there are actually two of them, which is quite confusing. There's two trays here, and that's just how they've packed them. But you can see it's a pretty extensive thing. So basically, we'll attach the tray, which is this piece here, all the way down, and then this is separate. This utility body on the back, or canopy as they call it. So this is going to go on the Quartermaster. So obviously the wheel will be here. So yeah. Todd, tell us a bit about the company, Norweld. They're from Brisbane in Australia.
Yep, so they're from Australia. And one thing you can kind of see me about this, it does come colored. This is Magic Mushroom.
Yeah, so it's color matched.
This is color matched the car. Yeah. But we don't want to get way into it. We just want to kind of give a teaser and just kind of open it up and just be like, you know, here we are. Like, we need a place to have some power. We need some water. We need some air.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
And we need some storage.
Yeah. So this will be ideal really on that Quartermaster. It's designed to fit. Now if you do look at YouTube, or you've indeed been to other countries, this is a pretty common thing to have a tray back on the back of a vehicle. You can see this one.
Yes, this is very common to see.
That's not America.
No, that is not America. Wonderful map of where to get lost in Australia. But we're just going to kind of pull up and just kind of show some of the key features. Everything about it is maximizing storage, usability, space.
Yeah.
Not only that, anytime when you have drawers too, sometimes you need something to sit on. This is actually secured right now, but you got all your drawer space.
But what we'll do is we'll give you a much more in-depth look at this when we'll maybe do another episode when it's on the vehicle, and we'll give you a much better idea of you know, all the features that this has. But it will be a very nice addition to our Quartermaster. Okay, guys, so thanks for watching. We'll tie this one up. So we'll definitely do another video when this is on the vehicle. You can see we've got a load more of these tray backs here. I think how many have we got there? 3, 4, whatever, 3. You can see these have literally just come in. So we will be putting these on some vehicles as well. If you do want any information about any of the accessories we've shown you today, please let Todd know. He'll definitely be able to put you right. Todd, how do we get in touch with you?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. You can call us down here over at Warner. Yeah, our number is 801-630-2460. We're happy to offer, a consultation if you actually have a build, or if you just kind of want to know what our experience is, good and bad, with maybe something is.
Yeah.
We're happy to help any way we can.
Yeah, and Todd has a lot of experience on this is accessories, like I say, what works, what doesn't work, what you're trying to achieve, basically. So yeah, he's definitely a good person.
Well, one thing we're kind of known over here at Warner as well is we don't just throw stuff on. We actually use it and test a lot of stuff, and so we kind of know what works and what doesn't work for whatever your particular application may be, what you're trying to do.
Yeah, and in Utah we have the opportunity to do that out here, so we're very lucky, right?
Yes, we're very lucky.
Yeah, we are very lucky. All right, guys, well, thanks a lot for watching. Like and subscribe and all of that cool stuff, and we'll see you on the next one. All right, thanks a lot.
All right, thanks, guys.